Hello guys, welcome back to another movie review. I'm watching this for the first time. Yes, I saw Paddington 1 and Paddington 2 for the first time. So let's get into my thoughts. Yes, so I have seen both Paddington 1 and Paddington 2. I have both here on physical media, as you can see. This is just a standard Blu-ray. I think I paid a couple of quid for this, to be honest. Like £1 for this steelbook in CEX. But it's arguably one of my favourite steelbooks because it's like the bag that he actually has. So it's pretty cool. And then I've got the 4K then of Paddington 2. Really fun watching these films for the first time. It's mad to think I've never actually seen Paddington, like, ever. We've got the new one coming out now, Paddington in Peru, which we will be seeing a review on very shortly. But let's get into Paddington 1 firstly. What did I think of Paddington 1? Well, it sets up real good things for this Paddington universe. It ultimately describes why Paddington is Paddington in terms of its appearance, I guess, or Aunt Lucy is the lady, but why Paddington's Paddington, how he gets found. He's like going down the thing and he gets captured by these two bears. There's a British explorer that's there, teaches a marmalade, and that's what makes Paddington be Paddington and want to go to London. He ultimately gets on a boat, gate crashes it basically, and stows away and gets to London and wants to see London for real. And then he goes on a journey. And yeah, there's so much actors in this though, like every British person under the sun is in this. I'm just going to read it off here. So Paddington is voiced by Ben Whishaw. Hugh Bonneville is in here. Sally Hawkins, they are Mr. and Mrs. Brown. We get Judy Brown and Jonathan Brown, played by Samuel Joslin and Madeline Harris. Nicole Kidman is Millicent in this movie. She is basically like the bad person. We also get Julie Walters as well as Mrs. Bird, who's like the old lady basically who lives in the house with the Browns. Imelda Staunton's in there as Aunt Lucy's voice, as well as Michael Gambon, who is Uncle's voice. And then we get Peter Capaldi and Jim Broadbent in there as well as extra people. So there's so much going on in these films. There's so much British person, especially in the first one. And yeah, first time watch though, really fun family movie, and I didn't expect anything different. I remember working in the cinema when these films were in the cinema, and oh my god, even to this day, it was the busiest film I've ever covered in the cinema. It was so busy, like every single day. And I remember Paddington 2 especially came out on Blu-ray and DVD, and it was still showing for 3 or 4 showings a day in the cinema, and people were still going to see it in the cinema. It took a lot of money, these Paddington movies. They're on the screen there. The budget was very low as well. A lot of that money was only made in the UK. It obviously didn't do very well in the US because it's a British treasure, I guess, in terms of them. Paddington 2, however, though, does follow suit in terms of the events of Paddington 1, and it's a direct sequel, of course. The proof is in the name, obviously. But we do get extra people in this. We get Hugh Grant in this one as well, who is the bad guy in this one. He's Phoenix Buchanan in this movie, and he's really good in this. Also get Brendan Gleeson in there, who I was a bit, thinking about him, but he was fantastic. Now, I'm just going to say my scores right out of the way. First movie, I gave it a 4-star for Paddington 1. It set it up. It was good. Real fun movie and had a lot of good, fun, exciting moments in there. Nicole Kidman I found to be a bit strange, a bit weird, but definitely not as weird as, if I'm comparing it now to, Hugh Grant being the nemesis, I guess, in the second movie. Hugh Grant did a much better job. And that was reflected in that score. And I actually gave Paddington 2 5-star. I think it's probably the best family movie I've reviewed on the channel, definitely, and seen in a long time, to be honest. It's really good, and how it ends as well. There was questions about the story at one point where Paddington basically goes to prison, and I was like, okay, it's taking a turn. But that's how he met Brendan Gleeson, introduced him into marmalade, and we went on this fun thing about making marmalade and all that. And yeah, so I think if I was comparing the two, the second one for me is definitely the best made movie. But the first movie has the best Paddington moment on screen, in my opinion. And that's the bathroom scene. And if you know, you know. It's basically where he's teaching himself how to use the bathroom, basically, and ends up flooding the entire bathroom, and the bath goes out the room and water goes everywhere and ruins it, basically. I enjoy it. I enjoyed that scene. It's just fun. It's easy to watch, and it's just good movie-going experience, I really hope Paddington in Peru continues on from this. Going away from London is a big thing for Paddington, I think, and I'm a bit skeptical about that now, watching these two, because that's what made these two great in terms of it being in Britain and in London, of course. However, going to Peru, there's going to be a lot of CGI in there. There's we've got extra people in there as well. There's Olivia Colman now in the new one, as well as Antonio Banderas. So there's new people in there as well. So I really hope that they keep to the roots of the first two movies and carry it on. Paul King actually directed both of these movies, numbers 1 and 2, but he's not directing number 3, Paddington in Peru, or maybe that's why it's not called Paddington 3. Maybe it's called Paddington in Peru because it's got a different director. So I'm not expecting it to be as good as those two movies, but I am expecting it to be elite in terms of it's got to be in that 4 to 5 star range. If it's any lower than 4 star, then it's definitely had a bit of a drop off, let's just say. But watching Paddington 1 and 2 for the first time, as I say, gave Paddington 1 a 4 star, but gave Paddington 2 a 5 star. Have you watched Paddington? Are you a fan? Let me know of your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the Paddington 3 review coming very soon. Goodbye, guys.